welcome back everybody. So now here you can see these are the flag columns and we have the sample data for them. Along we want to check the relation of these columns with the target variable. So here I just need to take a target column as well, right? As of now we have just 28, now it will become 29. So target column we have in the original data. So original data name is app, and out of that we just want to take target. All right, and here's what we got. Okay, and let's just hit enter. Oops, this just gave us the error. Okay, of course it will give us the error because here we just need to use, let's call it, okay, let me just use the same table over here as well. Let's just see. Oops, this is still giving us the error. Let me try to have a look. So I think without this it will work. All right, so here is what we got. Okay, this is target column and rest of the flag columns that we have. Now what we need to do is we will just store this in a separate data frame. Let's call it flag and target columns. Okay, and let's just flag and target columns. Okay, and let's just take this, and here we will just see we just have a look at top 5 rows. Now let's just try to find their relation, or maybe what we can say let's just try to plot this in context with target. What is the distribution, how the distribution looks like. So first of all I'll just try to create a simple one. So let's call it sns dot count plot, and inside that data equals to flag target call. This is the data frame which we want to use, and then we want to use which column. Let's pick any random column, let's say this one, and over here I'll just put this is going to be on x-axis, and then I want to see in context of target, so I will use hue, and here I will just call it target. Okay, now let's just see how does it looks like. So here is the data that we got. So it simply says flag 19, whoever customers, all the customers who have not submitted this, most of them, or in fact we can say all of them, are non-defaulter. So target column is something which is representing whether the customer is default or not. When target column has the value 0, that means the customer is non-defaulter, and 1 means customer is a defaulter. So here 0 and 1, this corresponds to this flag document 19 column. So if this column has value 0, that means customer has not submitted flag document 19. Document 19 is not submitted. So looking at this, we conclude that the customer who has not submitted document 19, most of them, in fact we can say all of them, are non-defaulters. This is what the conclusion we are getting over here. So let's try to repeat the same thing for all the flag columns. So all the flag columns we have stored here in a list called flag call. So what we will do is we will loop through each of these columns and we will try to plot this thing. So how many columns that we have in total? 28. So we're gonna create 28 this kind of charts over here, or visualization over here. So we would plot them over here, let's say 4 in each row, 7 rows and 4 columns. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just say okay, let's just start with very basic. Okay, I'll just say for call in flag call, and here I just want to say plt dot subplot, and in subplot, okay, here I will have to do one thing. For I call, I'll just explain you what does this mean. Enumerate. So now if you are wondering what does this I call means or enumerate means, so this is nothing but when you do the looping this way, what it will do is whatever list you have, it will print the list and their index position as well. Let me show you how does this looks like. So I'm simply going to say print I and call. So let's just see how does it, like you can see column name and their index position. So this is why I'm taking this. Okay, now I just hope that this is clear. It's not a big thing. And let's just see over here. All right, and just right over here, we're gonna say plt.subplot. In plt.subplot, what we simply say is how many rows or column that we want. So we want 7 rows 4 columns, and the first element for which I need to do this, so it will start with 1, and then it will say second, third. It will just keep on telling that which count of plot is this. Okay, which number this plot is. Okay, now here if you see, I have hard coded this column name. So instead of that, what I'm going to do is I will just use this call. Let me just use this right over here, and let's just try to plot this. Let's just see how does it looks like. It's gonna look terrible, I'm telling you. It's taking time. Till the time, I'll just pause the video. Alright, like you can see, this is looking horrible. Alright, so let me just make it fix. Let me just do a fix of it. Okay, plt.figure, and inside that I'm going to say fix size, and here I'll say 15, 5. Let's just plot this. It's gonna take few seconds, so you'll have to bear with it. Okay, alright, so here is what we got. I still feel that it is not clear, not pretty clear, so which is indeed right. Let me just make it 15 itself, and let's just see how does it looks like now. Oh god, it's taking too long. Here is what we got. Still not very cool. It's not looking very good. Let me just make it 20, and here as well 20. Let's just see how does it looks like now. I'm sorry, it is taking too long. Still better, but we can do much better. Let me just try to do much better. I'll simply make it 25, and let's just see. Again, it's taking some time. Alright, so here is what we got. Now for now, just ignore the first 8 plots and let's focus on the remaining one. So if you see over here, flag document 2 and all these things, so except flag document 3, in all of them almost we don't have any customer who has submitted the document, almost, right? So that's what we can conclude, that wherever the customers are not submitting those documents, they are most likely to be non-defaulter. Almost all of the time they are non-defaulters. Okay, so that's what we conclude. So in that scenario, we don't have much importance of these variables. Now let's just focus on these tables, these plots. Okay, so here we have n and y both, right? N and y and n, etc, etc. So first what I'll do is I'll try to see the correlation of these variables with target variable. How does that looks like? Okay, so for that what I need to do is I'll just take these variables from the top. Here is there must be a list of all these variables, flag variables. Okay, flag, target, call. Okay, here is what I have. Okay, or let me just take this one. Let's just take this and come back over here, and here I'm just going to print this one, and out of this I require only these columns, this set of columns. That's it. And one more column which I need is targets. right. Let me just arrange it little bit so that it looks good. Okay, and let's say flag for correlation, flag to check the correlation, and here I would just say, let me include one more variable. I would say there seemed to be some problem. List indices must be integers or slices. Okay, I don't need this. Okay, and over here what I'll just do is target. So these are the columns which we require. Okay, and these columns are available in the data frame flag. Let me just create a flag core df equals to, I'll take the data frame which we have is this one. Let's just utilize this over here. And we will just have a look at top 5 observations. So here is what we got. Okay, alright, so now we have to find the correlation of these tables, okay, these columns with target column, or maybe with each of the column you can rather say. Alright, so let's just try that. Okay, so I'll just say core, let's hit enter. Here is what we got. Let me just round it up, round, and I'll just say round it to 2 decimal places. Okay, now let's just put this in a data frame. Okay, I'm just trying to put it in a data frame so that we could plot a heat map on this. Okay, core df. All right, so inside that it is stored, and let's just hit enter. Here is what we got. I'll just try to plot a heat map. Dot heat map, dot heat map, and inside that let's just put this. We will do some formatting on this. I'll just say cmap equals to cool warm. This is nothing but a color theme. Okay, let me just set the figure size as well. plt dot figure, again the same thing I'm doing, and here we'll say fixed size. Like I said, I'm taking it in an absolute beginner way, right? So if you feel that it is too slow, just try to watch it at 1.5x or maybe 2x speed. Okay, so here is what we got. Now then I will just say line width, I will say 0.5, let's just, and then annote equals to true. Well, so here is what we got. Now we need to see how these columns are related with target. Okay, so if you see, this particular column has 0 correlation with target. This one 0.05, this one 0.03, this one 0, again 0, this one again minus 0.02. So now you must be getting question, what is the considerable correlation? So that is between minus 0.8 to plus 0.8. That's not something which I am telling you. If you don't trust me, here is a website. I'll just show you that. Okay, this is as per that's as per Investopedia. All right, so I'll just show you, I'll just give you a view on that. So here is what you can see over here. Correlation coefficient values less than 0.8 or greater than it are not considered significant. Okay, so we have to be careful about this ratio, right? So if we are getting something in range of this, then that is useful, otherwise that's not useful. So like you can see, these columns are not of much use. Okay, Now this, if you see, we are seeing for only flag mobile and this flag phone, mobile phone, but there is something which is missing. What is it that is missing is here flag own car and flag own reality is not showing over here. There, why? Because these have the object value and y. So let's just try to change this thing first. Okay, so how can we change this? So for that, I'm just going to treat this little bit. I'll have to do, so why I'm showing you all these things, just because so that you'll get a complete idea how the things works. Okay, not over here, I'll not do over here. I'll just try to, let's just put this in a separate segment. Okay, all right. Now over here, what I'll do is, let's just take this. So if you want to have a look first, how many rows are there for this particular thing, first I'll just help you have a look with that. Dot group by, and over here dot size. So you see, for there are 202,000 customers who does not have own car. Okay, so let's just try to replace, and same thing I'll do for reality as well. Okay, so I'm just directly going to do this thing. All right, so let me just call it this. I'll just take this, put it over here, and this, just remove group by. Over here I'll just say this. So here I'm just putting data frame name and the column name dot replace, and in that I'll just supply dictionary, or maybe array, you can say, replace, and the array which I want to supply is n, I want to say 0, and y, I want to say 1, right? So I'll do the same thing for reality as well. Reality is something has to do with property. Okay, and then I'll just try to see this information. Okay, I'll just try to, this will give us the idea if that is done correctly or not. Looks like it is done correctly, isn't it? See, n had 202924, here we have 0202924. Okay, so looks like it is done correctly. Now when I come back over here and I simply execute this, let's just see what happens. Now if you see, we got those two variables as well over here. You see, flag own car and flag reality. All right, so now let's just, the next thing is, you can see that they don't have very good correlation with the target variable. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna just drop them off. Okay, so I will just say app flag removed equals to app missing removed. Out of that, labels, come on, just bear with this. Oh god, why I did this? Labels, I'll just take a list of all these things, flag variables. All right, so here we have one issue, and that issue is we don't require the target variable. So what I'll do is, I'll just take this, simply come back over here, let me just try if this works. We don't require these many things over here, this. All right, and let's just call it in place equals to true. x is equals to 1, and at the end I'll just print its shape. What is this that I'm doing? This is absolutely rubbish. Here I just need to say drop. Now let's just see what's the problem. Alright, so we are done with removing these columns as well. So now you can see in this particular table we are left with 65 columns. Alright, so let's next see what other columns are there that we can remove. Let's see that.